I think that we've done, this is my first term. I believe this is your second or third term. So there are newer council members here. I would just like to say that I think that we, as a body, minus Councilman Thomas, we try to react to the things that were going on, the public, on the media, the political. There's a lot of different edges to what happened and that transpired. So I do want to commend the body for handling it the best way that we did at that time. Hindsight is always 20/20. So I'd like for the public to be understanding. We are a community. I definitely believe that there needs to be more transparency. There needs to be more communication. If we can figure out the glitches in communication and how people can get these postings and the information. That's true. So maybe there's something that we can do. Hopefully we can have more community meetings like we did at the library and really hone in on what the purposes of that is, and that's for you to actually speak about the issues at hand, not necessarily to vent about past negative things, which is necessary at times because you have to bring things out in the front in order to be able to address it. I'd also like to shout out Voice of My People. They're still cleaning every Saturday. They meet 12 o'clock. Walter Melton is founder of that. James is one of the members of the group. So if you see these guys out cleaning anywhere, lend them a helping hand. You can always call Walt to figure out maybe where they're going to be. Right now we're coming into like the winter months, but it's still hot out, or fall rather, so they're going to need water, they're going to need gloves, anything. Even if it's just persuading people not to litter, and that ties in with the Good Neighbor Ambassador program. And lastly, I'm having a problem with my voicemail. I had a separate voicemail set up for my ward. I just realized that for whatever reason it's not interfacing with my laptop, so I'm not able to have the messages. Usually it'll type out the messages for me. I can't even see a number, so if I've not been able to respond to you until I'm able to work out those kinks, you can still call the council office. But I had a separate number, voice line, just for the residents of Ward 4, any resident really, but specifically for Ward 4. But I think that one of the things we have to look at, we have to really come together because we're talking about an exploring annexation and we're trying to get feasibility studies funded. But we have to look at the X factor that Cleveland is not necessarily the city that is ideal to annex with, and also they may reject that idea. So right now we need to start thinking ahead of the game and not be reactive. And we need some type of plan in place. And the way that we're going to be able to attract business is for our city to be cohesive, so that when people come in, they say, okay, well, we know that we'll come in with stable leadership, and we know this and we know that. A lot of times that's the problem when you deal with recalls and people recalling because I don't like you or I don't like something she said. And people from the outside look at that and they look at it as unstable. I'm not saying that you don't have the right to. You have the right to, but when it comes to somebody being recalled multiple times from the outside, it kind of looks a little different. So I just want people to look at the bigger picture. And not just about recalls, just anything. As far as when we are discussing what we're discussing within the city, when we have outsiders, Channel 5, Channel 8, Channel 3, they come in and gobble up all the drama. And a lot of us do a good job of giving them exactly what they want. And I would like that we can stay on the issues, that if we do need to vent, we vent with each other. It doesn't necessarily have to always make Channel 7 or Channel 8, 5 o'clock news, where East Cleveland is the big joke. And a lot of it is, that's the perception that they have. I just think that if we stay positive and try and work together, it's not about personality, it's all about policy. We're not gonna always get along, we're not gonna always agree on policy, but we're a predominantly black community, and I would love to see us be not just a diamond in the rough, but actually be that diamond. So, thank you.
Councilman President King.
Thank you, Council President. A couple remarks.
Can you speak up, please?
We have what we call the Good Ambassador Program, and I don't have a copy of it, but if you'll stop by the council office, we'll get you a copy of it, because part of that is the patch pothole program. And real briefly, if you come up with $150 through fundraisers, donations, businesses, church, private. You can go your street club, you can go up and down the street, get it. Many streets and many businesses and many organizations have become part of it. Take it over to the council's office. The city would then buy a ton of coal patch, go pick it up, and the city service department would fill the potholes that you give them the list for. So, and I understand the controversy around that, but at some level, we have to help ourselves. So, as part of helping ourselves, that's why we created it. So if you want to stop by the office, we'll get you a copy of that. As far as the schools, you know, we've discussed that, and I think none of us up here have anything but love and want to help the kids and the children. I've got nieces and nephews in the public schools here, so I'm trying to make sure they get the best education they can get, period education. Last Friday, I had my last East Cleveland food pantry across from Popeyes. That's it for the season. We just do it in the winter months. If needed, we are still at the Kappa House. We'll probably be there through Thanksgiving, through November. So that'll be this Saturday from 12 to 2. I'd like to thank you all for coming out. Apologize for being late. It's a misunderstanding. I thought it was 6:45 to start time tonight. And if I look a little, you know, rat-a-tat, I just got ran over. And that's fine, right? If you got hit by a train. I will take full responsibility for the MOU. I have no problem with that, right? You've got to trust me that that MOU was thought through thoroughly with the city in mind. What I'd like to do is make copies available to everyone. And at a finance committee, I would like for you to come out and address your concerns regarding the MOU and what this community needs, whether it's East Cleveland City or it's East Cleveland Ward of the City of Cleveland, right? And when you get the MOU and you read through it, I want you to think of a couple things while you're reading through it, right? One, there's no magic wand for Cleveland. So it's not like this is a cure-all, right? And one of our biggest fears should be becoming part of Cleveland and be the least senior council person, right? And the most neglected ward in Cleveland. So please, it'll probably be next month at the Finance Committee. And I'd like you all to take a look at it. As you well know, the media kind of twists and makes us look sound bites. They make us look crazy at times. They, you know. I think that's it. Yeah, thank you all for coming out. And we'll make copies of the MOU available.
Good evening, everybody.